Hello everybody, it's Lois with Lois Keepsakes and Creation. Today is composition notebook into Shabby Journal, and that's what we're going to do today. So a lot of people have been following my composition books and how-tos, so we're going to make another one. I fell in love with the digital that I really want to do with. And I just know this composition book is just going to be out of the world. So I can't wait to dig in and get this started with you guys. Most of you guys are all maybe new to journaling, or as we call building journal books. This is something right here that is so easy to do. And once you get the concept of it, you will then grow from the experience. And I absolutely love this. I've made so many of these for the past 3 years. They have actually been my daily journal, my monthly journal, because I have them all split up in months up here in my tabs. And yeah, so I'm loving it. I really am. And I can already see that the more I've made these, that the better they have become. And I want to share that experience with you guys, you know, so because we can get these composition books at the at our stores for nearly $1 or something like that, or a pack of 3 for $4 or whatever they're selling these out. But I got this one off of Amazon. Sorry for the glare, but I got this one off of Amazon, and this came into a pack of 4, I believe it was, but I'll link that down below for you. And this is the 100 sheet excuse me, this is the 100 sheet, and this is the wide rule. And that means that your lines are wider for you to write on. And I think this one measures out, I measured it earlier, this one measures out 9 1/4 by 7 and 3/8. 7 3/8. So that's what that measures. So yours may vary. I have other composition books that are a little bit wider instead of taller, but I don't really mind. So because we are going to cut this, we're going to keep it all intact. You leave your spine just like it is, but we are going to carefully, heavy duty, cut through the bottom of it just to shorten up the journal, because it's only your preference. I'm going to show you how I do my preference. You don't have to cut yours. You can leave yours exactly like it is. If you like that open space right there in the length and in the width, then you don't cut yours. This is only my preference, is because I like it the way it fits my hand. I like a short, stuffy composition book. So, but you can certainly just stick with not cutting. It'll be perfectly fine. Matter of fact, what we'll do is I'm going to be making 2 of these as we go. And the reason why is because I want to make one is like a prototype, and then the other one that I will work with you on screen, so that way we can stay going faster and you can pause the video at any time, and we won't make such of a big long one on this one. So, but we'll have to see. Well, I have to see how that goes, because there's going to be a lot of sewing. I'm just going to let you know, I'm bringing out my sewing machine. Yep. Because I picked this paper collection that is absolutely gorgeous, amazing, beautiful. I am so glad I ran across this Etsy seller, and I bought her kit immediately as soon as I seen it. And her name, she is from India, and the name of her store is Markbooknplanners, or it could be Planners with an S. I see her logo over here doesn't have the N-N-E-R-S, but that's who she is. Alright, so go over there to her, and you will find the name of this digital. The digital is, let's see. Not really sure, to be honest with you. Let's see. Let's see. And, alright. We are going to, I don't want to give you guys, like, the whole rundown of her digital papers, because there is a lot. I mean, a lot. And each and every one of them are gorgeous. Just gorgeous. So, even if you don't get it, go over there and go look at it, because you're not going to believe it. Just gorgeous. And then what's so great about these is I can actually look at this and, let's see, I gotta stop shaking. Okay, I can look at her digitals and look at this. Alright, so I think with the hard choices is, I think I picked out my front cover. Let me see, it's amongst these blue ones. Don't know. Okay, so let's put these away right here. So see, oh gosh, see, there's, what I really love about this is because, you know, we're going to be dividing up our composition book into 12 months. So this right here gives you a front and a back on each signature. So, and we'll get into that later. Move those out of the way. And then also to what she has in this kit, and unbelievable, more to add with this kit, is that what these are called are journal signatures. Whereas you would fold them in half, where she gives you a line right there, and then this becomes your one whole signature. Okay? And we'll talk about that later. Or that you could cut it off in the middle, cut the white off, and then simply just glue it to your book if you wanted to do that. Now, in doing these, you would probably want to cut down your composition book. And then that way, when you put this on here, I would of course print this as being borderless, so that way I could get all the print around my edge. And then I would cut it in half, and then I would glue it to my page. Now this right here would be shorter, so you would have to cut off another inch off of the other side over here in order for this to fit. Okay, and we can do that later if you wanted to, but I want to keep this one as the same width, but I did cut it down, what was it, 1.5 inches off, and I cut it off from the bottom. Okay, so we'll work with that one too as well. Set that out of the way. And then of course, like I said, she's got these journal signatures. These are absolutely gorgeous. Now I didn't print anything on the back. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? I didn't print anything on the back yet. It's because I'm trying to come up with the pastel-y light color, or I've got my distressed backgrounds that I do for scanning. I could do something like that. Look, isn't this just gorgeous? I love it. Here's our smaller pages of our blue. Isn't this gorgeous? I just love it. And there's the butterflies. I would hope that she would do a butterfly collection, which would be absolutely amazing. Beautiful. I love them all. Look at those butterflies. But yeah, so everything of hers pops out on her papers, and it's just absolutely amazing. Beautiful. Okay, so I've got my 4 that was hard to pick out, but I went with this one right here is because I want to go with a little bit of blue. Excuse me. I wanted to go with a bit of blue to do this composition book with. Now, this one I'm not going to cut. We're just going to go with it. You're going to find some things around the house that you might want to put on this book. And I'll toss up some ideas and you come up with some ideas and we'll see what we can do. But I'll tell you what I got started. So far, what I've got in materials is, like I said, I have a composition book. We're not going to cut it. And I have, long time ago, I went to the thrift store. And I bought this. It was huge. It was huge. But an antique silk fabric for $4.50. And it is absolutely amazing. I love the feel of it because it's so silky and soft. I mean, it just softly crumbles in your hand. That's how soft it is. So all I did was, I knew that I needed we're going to do a tie closure. So because I'm making one book short, so it'll be like this. This is what we're going to do. Alright, so what we're going to do, I got, this one is one closure, and this is one closure. Now, I didn't stress out how long it was, because to be honest with you, if I needed longer, I could always add to this. But I think that's going to be pretty long enough. What do you think? Cut in half. I think that's pretty long. And that measures out to be, let's see, that's folded in half. That's 11, that's 12, 13, 14, about 28 inches. Is what this is. About 28 inches. Okay? And all I did was this was already 28 inches long. And all I did was take my scissors and I measured out probably about maybe 2.5 inches. Snip it. And then you take and you tear it right down to the bottom, and you have a perfect even 2.5 inch, whatever that measures out, perfect tie. So this will be perfect on your closure. Okay, so like I said, you can use any kind of material if you want to. If you have an old sheer curtain, I mean, maybe that could be something that you could use and tear up to pieces and then reuse your fabric and make a closure for your composition book. So that's just an idea. Okay. Excuse me, my throat is really dry. Hang on. Let me get me some coffee. Ooh, my iced coffee. Alright, so now, like I said, I went in here and I already cut this one off. Now, I used a big 1 inch, is this 1 inch? No, this is 3/4 inch wide breakaway blade utility knife. And this one locks and puts it right there at the position and don't move. I use this right here along with my metal side ruler, and I just took my time and I cut and I cut and I cut until I was able to cut off the whole entire thing, just like that. And how much did I cut off? I cut off 1.5 inches. So this is going to make my journal 8.25 inches. So that means that 8-inch wide would look great. Also 8.5 or 8 and what did I say? I said 8.25, and then we'll go right here from design to design is 8 inches. So that means we're going to put 1/16 of an inch on each side to make that where we're going to have an inside nice border. And you'll see what I'm saying, and we'll walk through this one too as well. Alright, so got that done. Alright, so you can save this if you want to. These make awesome strips for testing paper out, or glues, testing inks on, or anything else like that. So as much as we want to throw things away, but this right here is it would be a good universal tool for you to use. Okay, so anyway, let's go to the book that is not covered. Alright, I mean that's not cut. Excuse me, let's go to the book that's not cut. Okay, what I did here was, I have this type of, I guess I want to say muslin. I'm not sure what it is. It is got a bunch of dots all over it, and it's a thick, it's not really thick, but it's just hard to explain. But I've had a whole bunch of this. Like I said, I bought from a thrift store, and a fabric store went out of business. So the thrift store was kindly enough to bag up a bunch of stuff and sold it at a, you know, reasonable price. And of course it was my reasonable price because I bought a whole bunch of it. I have so much material. I don't need to buy anything else. I really seriously think last year, I don't think I bought one thing. I know I did the craft room because we had to build the craft room and all that other stuff, but when I got ready to unpack and put everything where it needed to go, I realized real fast that I had too much stuff, and I'm over cramped right now as it is, and that's pitiful because this room is bigger than the last craft room that I was in, and that's crazy. So I don't know how I managed to do it, but yeah, I've got fabric like you have no idea. It's in a huge tote. Bless me. Okay, so what I did was I took a piece of fabric. Now I got 2 of them because we've got the smaller one that we're gonna make. Now all I simply did was I measured up the tallness and then the width. Now I know I left a little bit more over here on this side, but that's okay because I was just trying to test the water. So this is going to be the wrap around of the whole journal. Okay, now we're gonna call it a journal, guys. It's already stepped up its game. It's gone from composition book to a journal. So let's call it a journal now, right? It's going to be a beautiful one. Alright, so this is real easy for you guys because they already have on the back of them, a lot of these composition books already have this tape filled. Oops, my camera just shut off. But they have this tape looking coating that's on the spine of it to keep it together. We're not going to disturb anything with the spine. We're going to leave it alone. And I think that you'll find it a whole lot easier to focus on your pages and not have to worry about sewing your pages into your book. It's given it to you already. So we're just going to make do of it, and we're going to separate it out into 12 months, and we're going to turn this into a beautiful yearly journal. Alright, so what I'm going to do is to be glued to our composition book. I want to make sure I definitely have enough, and then that way I can trim. So let's see, make sure we're good there. We're definitely good there. So let's say we need to, that's going to be folded back. Let's see. Did I mark it? Yes. Got it. Alright. Now, let's take our good pair of scissors. These heavy ones, but they're for fabric. And these are the Westcotts. And let's cut this. Now, I'm going to eyeball it and try and be straight. I am going to fray this material, so that much is not going to much matter. And I'm going to cut right before my pencil line. Some days I get it straight, some days I don't. So we'll see how well I did. Alright. Let's match it up. Smooth it out. And then we need to do something with this. Okay. Let's trim this off. And I'm going to just trim it up right before my little crease here. I was doing some cutting earlier and cut through one of my doilies down here. I'm like, oh no! So now I have to be careful so I don't cut my doilies underneath. Alright, there we go. Save that too, don't throw that away. Alright, so now let's see how well we are. Awesome! Okay. Now we're not going to use this to wrap around. Well, we might. I don't see why not. Yeah, so let's get it on there where it's gonna fit. See, it's already starting to fray, and that I'm okay with. But I'm gonna do the fraying once we glue it to the composition book. I don't want to start fraying now because I might wind up fraying too much that needed to be glued to the book, to the journal's cover, if that makes any sense. So let's put this about right there. And we're going to flip this over. Let me bring it back towards me, you guys. I apologize. I just want to make sure that we are even. So let's see. We want, I think that's about 1/2 of an inch. Is that good enough to get it wrapped around? Say once we glue it down, we just wrap it around. Could we do that? Or should we just cut it off? I don't know. I think maybe we could do that. We'll just tuck it in. Okay? Alright, so but for right now, we need to glue it on to our composition book. Now, the way I like to glue this onto the composition book is I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. And the reason why is because I'm going from fabric to my paper. And it works out wonderful. Now, this is what it is. It's great for fabric. So, but in a journal world, it's perfect in our world. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to just run a bead of glue all the way around it. Make sure you get right close to that edge, not off of the edge. I don't like what I just did. Okay, and then right there on the side of the spine. Okay, and you can do the inside of, do the spine right there if you want to, because we're about to flip it over. And then run your glue. I'm going to pull my sleeve back, I don't want to get it all over me. See, I knew I was going to move it, but that's okay. We'll move it right back where it was, because I remember where it was. It's about a 1/2 inch from the front, and looks like to be maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch on each side width. Now also too, putting the fabric onto this right here, Fabri-Tac is easy to maneuver, like flatten out the fabric on top of it, so you don't get these swirly little lines. It won't do that for you. It won't do that. So, alright. We're going to pull it over. Make sure we're even. Looks good. And press. Now if you get a little bit of oozing, that's okay, because this is going to be covered. The only reason why I want it like this is because this is my preference. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Alright, now I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to make sure I get into my spine real good. So let's go ahead and put the glue in the spine. Alright. No foul for a little messy. No foul. Now see how my glue is oozing? That's okay, guys. That is quite okay. We are alright with that. Alright. Now we need to put the glue on this side. And the bead of glue all the way around. All the way around the edge. Now I don't know how we're going to wind up doing these videos. It really just depends on how advanced we might make it, like shabby or whatever, you know, put sewing lace on or hot glue lace on paper and stuff like that. We're going to learn all of that, but I don't know if I can break it up like that. I want to kind of leave my videos at least 20 minutes, so I'll be doing a lot of fast forwarding, but yeah, so I don't know how it's going to work out, but we'll see, right? Get that on there really nice and flat. Look at that. Beautiful. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. We got that all covered up, didn't we? Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to cut this video short is because we've gone so long, 20 minutes over, which I really want to try and stay with 20-minute videos. So we're going to cut this short. There'll be a lot of fast forwarding in this. And we'll get you to this part right here. Let this dry overnight. And then when we come back, I'll show you how we're going to do the inside. Okay? So, thanks for hanging around, you guys. And I hope you're having fun. And I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys to show me what you guys got going on with yours. Or even if you're working on yours. And don't forget, each week I have a Q&A, question and an answer on a video. So if you give me a comment on one of my videos, I will take your comment and I will answer it at the end of the week in the Q&A videos. Okay? So make sure you make a comment on this video and we'll take care of you in the Q&A. And also, too, I hope that everybody has a wonderful day. I'm so sorry that this took longer than expected, but I was trying to do a lot of planning as I was getting you guys to this part, too. So, but do stick around, and I guess we'll see each other on the next video. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.